Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to today's live session. I'm very excited for the amazing conversation that we are going to have today. We're starting a new week, we're starting something that's going to take us to the next level. And for that, the one important thing I want to share with you today is which kind of prompted my decision for today's topic as well, which you'll see in a moment, is that as you see here, this is the journal that I use every single day for writing my thoughts in. And the habit that I have, I think I've shared about this before. I'm not so sure though, maybe I have, but a habit that I have is which I like to keep track of a long time is this. I'll just open up the page. So as you can see here, on top of the page, there's something like a percentage that I write. So this circle number that you see is the percentage of the year that is passed by. And yesterday, the percentage was coming out to be 39.5%. Today's probably going to be 39.8 and tomorrow's going to be 40%. And as we're at this crucial point, I was thinking yesterday, it being a weekend as well, that what are things going towards? Where am I headed? A lot of deeper reflections about my long term vision. And that's what prompted today's discussion. Because oftentimes in our lives, in the chase of our goals and our dreams, we lose track of the most important thing, and that is time. We don't even notice it passing by. We don't even see how quickly it is slipping right out of our hands. And that's why the percentage calculation is a personal reminder for me on how small each day is in the long scheme, but also how powerful each day is in the long scheme, because every single day is either zero point 0.2 or 0.3% of the entire year. And if we can notice that fact and if we can appreciate it, rather than worrying, oh my God, I'm running out of time, we can start to utilize our time in much better ways. And one of those better ways is to think long term, think bigger, and think better. Yesterday, as I was reflecting, I was also reflecting on the idea behind these YouTube live sessions that we're doing. And I wanted to share this reflection with you so that you also know it's okay for everybody to go up and down in thinking, in action, in confusion, in clarity, in all of it. So, as I was doing this reflection, I was looking back at all the 75 sessions we've done, because 75 is a big number. I was thinking about the topics, I was thinking about the ideas, and I realized somewhere in between, the topics kind of started to repeat. The concepts were new, they were fundamental, they were connecting, but thanks to a lot of other feedback as well, I recognized that rather than one thing feeding into the other, it was all becoming a bit scattered. And the reason that was happening was I was kind of derailed from the long term vision I had with these YouTube live sessions. The vision is simple, clear, still, which I've kept reiterating all this time. And it was I want to help people gain more clarity. I want them to have a space where every single day they can come, learn, improve, and go to the next level. But in the throes of it all, while practicing, learning, showing up every day, I was taking the small, consistent action each day required, but somewhere I had lost track of the longer vision. So rather than going in a higher direction, I'd started going around in a loop. Now, that loop doesn't just exist in terms of the action I'm doing every day. The action is going to look like a loop, anyways. What I'm talking about is a loop in thinking versus a continuous growth in thinking. And that's what the much needed pause and reflection yesterday brought for me when I thought of these YouTube live sessions. It helped me recalibrate my vision, and it reminded me that actually, to achieve my aim of continuing to give more clarity to people, rather than just choosing any random topic every single day, I will now look at these sessions more from a lens of building foundational concepts. Because in my coaching sessions as well, this is what I've realized. It's not the big things that are the barrier, it's the small ones, it's the tiny beliefs, it's the small but powerful shifts you can make, which completely rewire your way of thinking, decision making, perceiving things, ability to understand so much more. So, all those tiny shifts, when guided in the right way, add up to create your fast track of growth and success and achievement. And that's what all the deep dives in my coachings are for. Now, of course, I cannot replicate the same thing here because we just have 15 minutes, but I was thinking on what I can do, how I can align the small daily action to the ultimate vision and purpose that I have, and bring it down to the current version where even in the 15 minutes every single day, rather than going haywire or in a loop of topics, it is aligned to that greater vision. It is aligned to that end outcome we all want to achieve by you showing up on this channel and by me coming here live every single day. So when I did that reflection, I realized there are two important things I'm now going to incorporate and start sharing in these sessions. So from the 76th session onwards, we truly take it to the next level rather than just talking about a concept and some implementation, and that's it. Here's what we're going to do instead. Like we did today, I'm going to share more experiences with you. I'm going to share more of my realizations, the things I understand as I go through the journey, because I've realized it's not the ideas or concepts that make the biggest difference. It's the stories and the realizations behind those ideas and concepts that create the biggest shift, that make the biggest impact. And so, rather than just giving you advice now, rather than just focusing on a single topic, breaking it down, which you will still be doing, not that we're going to stop it, what we'll also do is have more impactful discussions like this where I'm honestly sharing my reflections with you, what's going on for me, so you can learn from that as well, and I can continue to empower you and help you better. And something else I'm going to imbibe deeper is to share with you the stories of success that have inspired me. Because again, stories stay with us, sometimes facts don't. Now, these come from the books I've read, the people I've met, the visionaries I look up to. And as I share those stories with you, I hope that you will also take inspiration from them and take that forward. So, what we are going to do now is, as I was reflecting yesterday, that we're going to have three different types of live sessions coming in. One of those sessions are going to be conversations like this, where I'm talking to you, we're having a reflection, intimate discussion about what's going on, what's not going on, not like chit chat, but truly deep and empowering of a discussion. The second kind is where we talk about the stories of people who've inspired me, the people who have achieved extraordinary success, and what we can learn from them by breaking them down and understanding their success formula. And the third is to continue building the deep foundational concepts that we have been talking about since the start of these live sessions. And what all of this will do is, rather than just giving us one aspect of the whole transformation equation, it will give us all three aspects of what's required for a transformation. The very first thing is awareness. That's what the foundational concepts bring. The second thing is inspiration and visibility of what we really need to create. And that's what success stories get us to. And the third thing is these anecdotal experiences and discussions that we have, which show you that it's okay to go through the ups and downs of the journey. It's okay to learn. It's okay to have your own experiences and moments of reflection and wisdom, like I did yesterday, which showed me the tiny redirection I need to make these sessions even more aligned to the longer vision impact and even more aligned to the conversations that would be more meaningful for every one of you here. Now, what I applied here is, which I want to share with you today, is the simple principle of long term thinking. A lot of times we get stuck up in these tiny actions of our everyday lives. Like I was just coming up here doing the live sessions with a sense of purpose, of course, but I was choosing the topics, I was choosing the ideas, I was connecting them, and I was ending up in a loop of them. Now, the moment I stepped back, I was like, wait a minute, let me stop thinking about what do I cover in the next live session for a second. I don't need to do that. What if instead I looked back at the longer term vision? 5 years later, 10 years later, where do I see? How has this compounded? What are all the different aspects that have come in here to create a sense of transformation for everybody who's truly watching this with sincerity? What all would be required for someone to not only understand the concept, but also see how to implement it and what's possible for them? Because if I'm just telling you what to do, if I'm just giving you more ideas on practical things you can implement, more clarity, but not enough vision and inspiration, then there's not going to be any incentive for you to start implementing that clarity. And you're still going to end up feeling stuck, lost, confused. And I don't want any of that for you. So that's why, from the longer term vision, then I stepped back down one step. What else would create it? Then I stepped back down one step, one step, one step, one step, one step, until I got to this core reality of okay, These are my YouTube live sessions every single day. Now, what are the tiny changes I can make here to take someone at just this level to the ultimate end result of a transformed life? And this is the insight that struck me. This is the insight that made sense. And I'm sharing it with you here. So, one, I have a bit of commitment as well to keep this new structure going. And second, I can learn from your feedback. Maybe one thing that's going to happen is this structure may or may not feel like the best one. Maybe we'll go back to the old one. But at least we can experiment, right? That's another hallmark of great long term thinkers. They're not afraid to experiment. We are so stuck up in our ways that we think, one time I have decided, now I'm not going to change. That's what a stupid person does. That's not what a smart person does. The smart people are okay and they are valid and they are comfortable with being wrong, because for them being right doesn't matter. Doing what is right matters. So we can all learn from these experiences, we can all grow, but that can happen only when there's an ideal worthy enough to achieve, right? And that's why long term thinking, bigger thinking matters the most. To achieve any goal, to add any purpose into your life, to really make sure that the daily actions you are taking are aligned to something you want to create, invest time, invest thinking, invest your mental capacities and resources to look at what fires you up, to look at that longer term vision, which if you dream of, if you look up at the sky for, you feel truly connected to, and then keep pivoting, keep learning, keep taking all the right actions required to make that transformation happen. Now, will there be some moments that become moments of learning, like this weekend became for me? Of course, there will be. Now, can you take them as regret and can you think, well, maybe, yeah, that was not the best thing. That was not the best I could have delivered. Now I'm feeling so sad and I'm feeling so bad about it. Is that good? Or is it better to learn from that moment and to take action and to actually improve, as we've talked about in this session? So, the key to success, the key to taking the most important actions is to have this long term thinking, and that's why it matters. Because in moments you may lose your way. In some moments, distractions may end up being heavier than your purpose. In some situations, making the right choice can feel very confusing and can create lots and lots of dilemmas for you in those moments. It's not just what do I want to do now that's going to answer your question. It's your long term thinking that's going to be your mentor and guide you and help you make the right choice. It's going to help you say yes to everything that matters, say no to everything that doesn't, and align your life in such a beautiful, creative, and powerful way that everything, every single thing starts to flow like water for you. To achieve that state, to achieve that calmness, the very first step is to at least start dreaming bigger, thinking bigger, and breaking down those bigger visions into smaller actions and just asking yourself one question: are my daily actions aligning to the outcome I want? That's the question I asked myself, which got me to this clarity of how to really create change here, where rather than just talking about the concepts, we cover all three aspects and we start having a new structure for these live sessions that we're doing here. I'm very excited for what we're going to cover tomorrow. I'm going to keep that a surprise, but be rest assured, we are taking this to the next level so that your transformation and your growth can become the next level of your life. That's what I'm committed to. That's what I'm showing up for every single day. That outcome is what I did my reflection for as well. Not because I want to do something different or I just want to do something big for the sake of it. No, because I truly want to make this service count. I truly want to you to gain the best out of this, and you can gain the best out of this only when I am showing up as my best. So this is my attempt at taking this to an even better level. I'm excited for what the future unfolds, what holds in the coming days, in the coming weeks, as we take these sessions with a new lens. And I'm sure you will love it too. Thank you so much for being here today, and I'll see you once again tomorrow. Till then, what I really want you to keep reflecting on is, what is your longer term vision? What is the ideal that you are holding on to? And if you're not clear on that, build it maybe. Think about it. But set that standard, because the moment you do, your daily actions now have a sense of purpose that was missing before. And every small thing, even something as small as just 15 minutes a day, can feel so meaningful that it impacts your 10-year vision, your goals, your success. That's the key to fulfillment, by the way. Finding meaning in even the smallest of things. Your long term vision is the starting step for that success. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you once again tomorrow at the exact same time, that is 8:30 p.m. IST. Bye. Talk to you soon.